Right. Hello, everyone. A very good afternoon to all. As you're aware, SGTech has been appointed by IMDA to run the vendor briefing sessions from May 2019. We haven't had a briefing in a while, so we're starting this again. So as you know, SME Go Digital program is a national program administered by IMDA together with sector agencies to support the digitalization of SMEs across 23 sectors as specified in the industry transformation map. So first, the SME landscape. So today, SMEs constitute 99% of the local enterprise, which makes up about 2/3 of the national workforce and contribute to close to 50% of the GDP. What is the definition of an SME? Well, based on Enterprise Singapore's definition, a company group annual sales over should not be more than 100 million, or the company's group's employment size should not be more than 200 workers. The major concerns encountered by SMEs in their respective businesses are rising costs, especially for business in sectors which require rental of physical space, high turnover of staff, and that staff might not have sufficient knowledge or not tech savvy enough to handle complex software. So the whole gist of SME Go Digital program is to make going digital as simple as these 3 steps. First of all, SMEs can assess their digital readiness of their business from the CTO as a service platform, a one-stop web application, and refer to the industry digital plan for the different sectors. This is a step-by-step guide that helps SMEs to assess and adopt suitable digital solutions depending on the stages of their readiness of their businesses. Support from the consultancy services at Digital Tech Hub has retired, and it has been succeeded by CTO as a service. Next, IMDA will guide SMEs to take the first steps with useful industry knowledge. Then you, as a vendor, will know what are the solutions needed and what are the new sectors to be added in. As such, your SME customers are able to adopt specifically pre-approved digital solutions for the respective sectors, and best part of it is that it will come with a grant support. Regarding point 3, where can your SMEs get help? They can use CTO as a service to request for digital advisory and project management services, or approach the SME centers if they require business advice. Also, just to add, Start Digital, which was launched in Jan 2019, is meant to help guide new startups on the type of digital solutions they should take on. It is in joint collaboration with IMDA, Enterprise Singapore, telcos, and the banks. So these 3 steps are the end-to-end process that illustrates the comprehensive resources that SMEs can reference to start their digitalization journey or take the next step in deepening their digital adoptions. Currently, we have a total of 20 IDPs for 21 ITM sectors launched to date, with the latest food services IDP launched in 2022. The Industry Digital Plan, IDP for short, is a step-by-step guide for SMEs. So within IDPs, solutions are articulated across 3 different stages of business growth. The categorization of solutions for respective stages are based on global trending and validation studies with sector agencies and the industry to map out the type of solutions required by the businesses. This is so that SMEs are able to spot the solution which they need based on their stage of business growth. Building on the foundation established by the current IDPs, the new model will include refreshed solution suite offered under the Digital Solution Roadmap, integrated and advanced solutions to improve digital connectivity and deepen SMEs' digital capabilities, a roadmap on cybersecurity and data protection measures, expansion and updating of digital training roadmaps to be aligned with the refreshed solutions under the digital roadmap and include change management. This is an example of the digital roadmap developed for the food and service sector, which was refreshed in November 2022. It has taken into consideration trends observed in the sector, such as the shift in consumer behavior towards digital ordering, e-commerce, food delivery, as well as assist F&B companies overcome challenges. Now I'll pass the time to Jia Ling from IMDA, who will go over some updates on this checklist. Jia Ling, over to you.
Yeah. Okay. So from July 2023 to November 2023, we actually launched a few solution categories. So in generic checklists, we have this new solution called carbon accounting solution. So it's basically used to quantify and track the emission of greenhouse gases or from your business organization economic activities. So if you have any solutions in mind that you have already developed or worked with someone, you can apply for it. For the early childhood checklist, there are actually two solutions. The first one is the autonomous solutions for safety, video analytic and surveillance. So this is to help a childcare operator monitor the children, the teachers' interactions. So in case of any incidents, if the parents wants to see the footage, if ECDA wants to see the footage, they're all available through this solution. Apart from that, it should also have capabilities such as intrusion, threat, loitering detection with facial recognition. So there should be alerts whenever these threats are being detected. And then it can provide some blacklisting when individuals, enter the area. Moving on. We also have another new solution category launched called the Learning Platform for CDP and Mentoring. So this software is meant for the teachers to have continuous professional development and mentoring. So there should be a platform with courses and resources to help them stay updated with its industry trends and best practices. So it should also have features such as user account management, learners management, dashboard with analytics, and so on. And we have another new solution category in the construction and FM checklist. It is called Data and AI-driven Decision Support System. So this aims to onboard solutions to improve project performance by aggregating data into an integrated dashboard and implement a harmonized data standard to facilitate collaboration across project stakeholders. Next, please. So we have launched Retail Refreshed IDP, which is the Industry Digital Plan, on 9th of November 2023. There are some important changes to this enhanced retail management system because we have sent out EDM recently to the vendors and invited you to attend this vendors briefing to understand more. So in this IDP refresh, effective from 9 May onwards, enhanced retail management will be retired, and all vendors who can qualify for integrated POS will have to submit a change request. And the following requirement will be made mandatory. Does your solution offer mobile POS system to assist retail associates in performing their duties? And also take note that hardware support will be discontinued. Moving forward to the next slide. This is the retail sector IDP refresh for the solutions that we are encouraging SMEs to adopt. So the stage 1 solutions like CRM, ERP, e-commerce, they are already in the generic solutions. And the integrated POS with mobile features is the one that I've mentioned. For stage 2 and stage 3, currently there are no open solutions in PSG, but if there are vendors who are interested, to offer these solutions, we welcome you to approach us and let us know that, you actually have solutions that can offer in-store analytics or electric shelf labels, social commerce tool. Then we can work together to call for proposal under ADS. And then, eventually, when the ADS is complete, we'll move them into PSG. So this is typically how, pilot solutions get on board into PSG. First, you go into ADS via a call for solution proposal. Then, once all these solutions are proven, they'll go under PSG. So for more information on this retail checklist changes and the refresh IDP, please scan the QR code over there. Moving on. For those vendors that are here today and want to understand more on, how you can continue as a vendor if you're currently under the enhanced retail management system. Firstly, if you are a vendor and your contract is expiring maybe before May 2024, we suggest that you will have to submit a new application before 31st December if you want to continue enjoying the hardware support. So following which, right, we have a blackout period to stop accepting new vendors from 1st January 2024 onwards. If you miss the deadline to submit the 31st December checklist under ERMS, unfortunately, you have to go under the integrated POS solution category. So for all other vendors who are still, in the whole process, you may submit a change request, and then you have to submit them before 31st December so that we can process you and be approved by 8 April. So 8 April is the hard deadline for everybody, be it whether you are doing a change request or new solution under ERMS, to get approved. Failure to do so, all solutions under ERMS will be delisted on 9th of May. So for those vendors that have been successfully approved for ERMS, you need to quickly submit a change request so that you can transform yourself to the iPOS before 9th of May. But if you can't do that, it's also fine. You'll just go live on a later date. Okay. Moving forward, these are some general reminders for all PSG vendors. As we are managing, complaints, feedbacks from the grant agency processing your grants for your SMEs, we noticed that these are the 5 things most of your, most of the vendors are experiencing. First is, please do not offer any incentive to the SMEs. Incentives can include things like giving them a discount, offering cashback, or giving them hardware when we don't support, or giving them a discounted hardware, which is, to entice them on this whole package. So don't be caught doing all this because the consequences are quite severe. And do not also be involved in the SME's application process. That includes sitting side by side, guiding them. Of course, if they really need help, you can always approach the SME centers who have business advisors that can help your SMEs. And do uphold high service standards. So, if your SMEs have any issues with your services, do make sure you're the first one in contact to resolve their issues, rather than they come to IMDA first or the other agencies to complain about your service. And do make sure you align to the advertising guidelines. If let's say the grant is only up to 50%, don't try to say that with SFEC grant, the whole grant now is like 90% or something. So this will mislead the SMEs because not everyone can be entitled to everything. And finally, we receive many feedback from our counterpart that, quotations, invoices don't match Annex 3. So one important thing to take note is, if you have performed a change request and your change request go live on a certain date, your SMEs should not use the old quotation to apply after your change request goes live. So probably before embarking on any projects with the SMEs, do make sure that they are applying for, when they apply for the grant, it is for the correct quotation that you have assigned to them. And also do not try to rephrase, change, delete, or remove any items from the Annex 3, because this will make their claim process complicated. Then finally, of course, if you do not comply with all these terms and conditions, it may lead to termination or suspension of the appointment. So I urge everyone to inform this to your sales team, project team, future and current customer base, so that you tell them that I don't offer any incentives. Whatever you get in a package is what you get. Anything that you want to buy will be of a fair market value instead of something discounted to entice you to take on the whole PSG. Okay, moving forward. The next important thing I want to warn against everyone is impersonation. So there has been a raise in many cases of this nature. So what happens is, let's say I am an employee in vendor X. I have a SME at vendor called ABC. So the SME wants me to handle everything of their BGP application. So SME says, can you please, call on behalf of me to say you are so-and-so and your information is as such. Help me to go and find out what happened, why my approval is taking so long, why my claim got rejected, why this happened, why that happened. So we want to highlight to you that impersonation is a serious offense that we take very seriously. If you have been caught doing that, or your employees have been caught doing that, it will definitely result in suspension or termination or even legal actions, depending on how serious it is. So like I mentioned, impersonation can take many forms, like pretending to be an employee of a company or representative of another company. So please do not do that. You should tell your staff not to misrepresent yourselves. And if, let's say, SMEs really need help, they can always reach out to SME centers, or they can go directly to get help. So no vendors should get their employees or themselves directly involved in the BGP matters. I hope this is clear, because this is a very serious breach. Okay. There are some FAQs. So if, let's say, my customer AVC has given me consent to follow up on behalf, is this permissible? So no, we really do not want vendors to get themselves involved in this, because it's very hard to really say, whether you've been authorized, not authorized. It makes the whole thing very complicated. So we advise you to get your customers to follow up directly, and to seek guidance from your superior if, let's say, they need help. Then where can they get help? That is the SME centers or any relevant sector agencies, for example, Enterprise Singapore. So if you go to Enterprise Singapore website, there's a contact us form. Your SMEs can fill up the form and get the help they need. So please don't also fill up on behalf of the SMEs. Let them fill up themselves. Okay, I hope this is very clear. Yeah, so we'll move on to the next. Yeah, Manoj, please take over.
Thanks, Jialing. Okay, so after SMEs know what type of solutions they require, they can choose from a list of pre-approved solutions from the respective sectors that they can adopt hassle-free depending on their areas of need. So SME customers are then able to enjoy funding support. Pre-approved solutions are pre-scoped with software subscriptions, hardware, professional services, and training required for automation of their operations. SMEs can apply for a pre-approved solution through Business Grant Portal and start the implementation with the selected solution provider after the sector agency has approved the application. Currently, IMDA and sector lead agencies have identified a demand from 20 sectors or subsectors, and IMDA is looking for digital solutions to meet the requirements of these sectors on the supply side. These solutions need to be proven and meet the criteria defined in the vendor self-assessment checklist. If you have a solution that corresponds to the criteria listed in the checklist, we welcome your submissions. Besides the sector requirements, there are also digital capability requirements that apply to all sectors. These are digital capabilities like cybersecurity, data analytics, PDP, and IoT to ensure completeness and robustness of the proposed solutions. This is an overview of the vendor self-assessment checklist. There are 3 areas that IMDA is looking for in your submission. First, a proven track record. Positive net equity in your company's latest financial statement. 5 satisfied customers on contractual agreement that have utilized your solution for an extended period of more than 6 months and have achieved at least 15 to 20% productivity growth after using the solution. And lastly, your company must have the necessary resources to handle the volume of implementation requests from the industry. Your desired features of your solution, and if your solution has the ability and features to meet the sector requirements. For example, a vendor providing HRMS solution needs to adhere to IRAS tax policies such as auto inclusion scheme. Accounting solutions, on the other hand, need to be listed on the IRAS accounting software register prior to pre-approval. If your solution generates, sends, and receives digital invoices, then it needs to be PEPL ready, which is the e-invoicing standard for solutions which create and update invoices and manage sales transactions to facilitate a seamless and faster process through adherence of a standard digital format. And lastly, your solution needs to be cloud-based. SaaS model is preferred. So please make sure that your solution meets all the mandatory requirements and features prior to your submission. IMDA will also check if your solution can meet the industry standards and best practices, such as does your company have a trust mark for personal data protection? Examples of solutions which collect personal unique identifiers are HRMS, workforce management systems, and visitor management systems. And for solutions that collect personal data information such as NRIC, does the solution conduct security vulnerability assessment to ensure any security loopholes are being addressed? So IMDA has introduced 2 initiatives to help organizations level up their data protection standards. The first initiative is the Data Protection Essentials Program, which is designed specifically to help SMEs acquire a basic level of data protection and security practice to protect their customers' personal data and recover quickly in the event of a data breach. SMEs who have successfully implemented the DPE will be listed on the IMDA website and awarded the DPE logo as a recognition of their efforts to put in place basic data protection standard. In the event of a data breach, PDPC may consider SME's implementation of the DPE as a mitigating factor. The cost of professional service to implement basic data protection standards starts from 2005 for one-time setup. A fixed grant amount of 1,600 from IMDA is available for eligible SMEs that successfully implement DPE one-stop professional service. The second initiative is the Data Protection Trustmark Certification, which is a voluntary enterprise-wide certification for organizations to demonstrate accountable data protection practices. The DPTM will help businesses increase their competitive advantage and build trust with their customers and stakeholders in the digital economy. If you are a vendor that is providing services to the government, if you're a vendor that is providing services to the government, you should go for the DTPM, as increasing number of government tenders are asking for their vendors to be DPTM certified. Last but not least, in the event of a data breach, the DPTM certified companies can request from the PDPC an undertaking in lieu of any investigation. Eligible organizations may consider applying to the Enterprise Singapore to seek support for some costs for DPTM certification and consultancy services. You may scan the QR codes or click on the links to find out more. So let me go through the steps of the pre-approval process. So step 1 is always attend the vendor briefing to understand the requirements. After you have attended, then you will proceed to the checklist stage. A gentle reminder that you must submit the completed checklist within 3 months of your company's attendance at the vendor briefing. Step 2 to Step 3 is the checklist stage, where you need to tell us your solution is what IMDA is looking for. Do a pre-assessment of your proposed solution using the vendor self-assessment checklist to check that it fulfills the criteria that the respective sector is looking for, and if your solution meets all the mandatory requirements. You may submit the completed checklist with all the necessary supporting documents. After IMDA receive your submission, they will validate and review your submission before inviting you for a tech demo session together with the sector lead, where you can demonstrate your solutions to them. Just to highlight, lead time from Step 2 to Step 3 depend on the completeness of your solution, and the solution will be reviewed and the process solely upon completed submission. If your solution is shortlisted, you will be requested to submit the application form via the pre-approval system. At this stage, IMDA will then review and at the same time provide guidance on your proposed price package so as to ensure that the package meets the scope of the requirements with clarity, and SME customers can adopt the solution as hassle-free as possible. As you may be aware that the Productivity Solution Grant supports companies keen on adopting IT solutions and equipment to enhance business process. Hence, the pricing of the package must cater to micro SMEs and SMEs for easy adoption. And the solution should be scoped according to purchase pattern of your customers. Do also note that the pricing has to be before GST. At Step 5, you will know if your application is approved or rejected. Upon approval, IMDA will issue the letter of appointment for a period of 12 months. Step 6 to Step 7, vendor will need to accept the letter of appointment via the pre-approval system, and thereafter your solution will be listed on the respective government websites, and vendors may promote to their market and sell their solutions with grant support. The lead time from Step 4 to Step 7 is about 3 months. The current appointment contract is valid for 1 year, with the option to extend the contract for another year, subjected to IMDA and lead agency approval. To be eligible for a plus 1 year contract extension, vendors are required to have a minimum of 5 approved PSG applications, which is 5 adoptions recorded within the first 11 months of the existing contract period. And vendors should not have any outstanding complaints at the point of extension. Note that this criteria is subjected to changes and may vary across sectors. Lastly, I would like to highlight that the maximum contract period is 2 years, and upon contract expiry, vendors are required to submit the solution for approval again, from Step 1 to Step 7. Note that no reminders will be provided prior to contract expiry, and vendors are advised to submit their solutions for pre-approval 3 to 6 months prior to contract expiry. After the vendor briefing session, vendors may proceed with the checklist submission below. And below are the list of required documents needed for your submissions. Firstly, the vendor self-assessment checklist. This can be downloaded from the IMDA website. There are currently 19 sector-specific checklists and 1 generic checklist with various solution categories target for sector-specific and the generic broad-based SME market needs. Remember to always download the latest checklist and complete all the checklist questions for your submission. Next, the solution brochure. These generally can include your solution write-up you use to promote and market your product and solutions to your customer. And lastly, screenshots or video clips of your solutions to demonstrate how your solutions meet the requirements as stated in the checklist. A comprehensive set of these documents will allow IMDA to better understand your solution and whether they are suitable to the solution category you're applying for. Third, 5 satisfied SME surveys and invoices. This is to demonstrate to IMDA that your solution caters to the local SME market, and generally you as a vendor have received positive comments about your product, implementation, and support. Fourth, your vulnerability assessment report. The purpose of this report is to help assure that your solution is free from security vulnerabilities, and vendors will need to engage a CREST-approved provider to conduct the assessment. Note that VA report is required for specific solution categories only. Fifth, past 3 years financial statements. Note that if management account is given, they should contain minimally the balance sheet, income sheet, and cash flow statements. And lastly, invoice now account. IMDA require that all pre-approved vendors to be registered on the Invoice Now platform to be eligible for this program. You can check out the pre-approval website for details on registration. Things to note for your vendor self-assessment checklist submission. There are 7 tabs in most of the checklists, which include instructions, main, generic, or sector-specific, cybersecurity, data analytics, and IoT tab. Vendor is advised to read the instruction tab for your checklist submission. Answer all the questions in the main tab, and answer all the relevant questions on the selected solution category in the generic or sector-specific tab. Note that you're only required to select one solution category which your solution belongs to. Lastly, answer all the questions in the remaining tabs. You may select no or not applicable if some of these requirements is not applicable to your solution. In the checklist, there will be mandatory and preferred requirements. Please note that all mandatory requirements must be met. Answer yes and provide comment that describe how your solution meet this requirement, and this should be supported with a screenshot or documents such as ISO 27001 certification if applicable. If you have a no in any of the mandatory requirements, your solution will be rejected by IMDA, as fulfilling the mandatory requirements are baseline for approval. For preferred requirements, answers can be indicated as yes, no, or NA. However, vendors are always encouraged to meet the criteria for preferred requirements or consider these for your future enhancements, because some of these requirements may turn mandatory in the near future. It is also good to note that solutions that fulfill the preferred requirements will be awarded with higher assessment points. Certain solution categories come with attachment in the checklist as shown. This attachment, also known as Annex 3 document, allow you to put forth your proposed pricing packages for review during the checklist submission. For solutions that fall under these categories, namely e-commerce, digital marketing, retail and personal care solutions, and digital ordering, have to submit the Annex 3 document with your proposed packages as part of your checklist submission. Things to note for satisfactory customer survey in your submission. All satisfactory customer surveys need to be completed, no blank views, and signed by an authorized company representatives with company stamp. In the survey, please also ensure that name and version of solution indicated by the customers in the survey form matches your proposed solution for pre-approval under name of solution in the checklist. Example, if the solution used by your customer is Microsoft Dynamics NAV 2016 and your proposed solution is Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central, this satisfactory customer reference will not be accepted. Under the productivity indicators of the survey form, kindly advise your customer to provide numeric indicator to demonstrate that they are able to achieve at least 15 to 20% productivity gain after using your solution. Such productivity gains can come in the form of time saving, manpower saving, increase in revenue. Note that this field should be filled in by your SME customers. Survey forms without proper indication of the productivity gain will be returned for clarification. For e-commerce and digital marketing solutions, please advise or assist your customers in providing the corporate or e-commerce website URL in the satisfactory survey form. For your satisfactory customers invoice, it should contain the software subscription or license of your proposed solution, and where applicable, it should also include the hardware, professional services, and training components of the entire solution implementation. In general, IMDA will need all invoices for the CAPEX of the solution implementation. During the application submission, the vendor will be prompted to select mode of purchase. Please choose the correct mode of purchase for your solution. Here is IMDA's definition for the mode of payment. For direct purchase, it refers to a one-time payment of solutions, and thereafter the customer or company will fully own the equipment or IT solution. For example, perpetual software license or hardware equipment such as tablets or appliances. For both example, customer is not required to pay monthly or yearly subscription for lease or leasing fee for the continuous usage of the equipment or solution. For leasing or subscription, it refers to payment which the customer must make to maintain the rights to use the IT solution for the period of the lease subscription. For example, software as a service solutions where customers would need to make monthly or yearly payment to extend the subscription to continue using the software after the subscription period. Vendors are reminded to select the correct mode of payment during your application submission. So as we walk through the pre-approval process and highlighting the important things to take note in your checklist and application submission, I will move on to provide information on SMEs Go Digital pre-approval system. Please note that only submissions through the pre-approval system will be accepted. To assess the system, vendor needs to ensure that the company's authorized representative is assigned to the e-service before logging into the system using individual SingPass. For further detail on how to gain access to the pre-approval system and as well as how to navigate through the system for your checklist and application submission, vendor can download the user guide from IMDA website or scan the QR code to download a copy of the guide now as a reference. Note that if you were to encounter any technical issues while using the system, please take screenshots and provide explanation of the issues and email to the address stated on the system login page. From 11 April 2021, you'll be required to log in to government digital services for businesses using SingPass instead of CorpPass. For SingPass and the e-service assigned to your authorized rep your authorized rep needs to create a new profile. Now, both the checklist and application must be submitted through the system. The system will not accept your checklist if you have not attended the vendor briefing within the last 3 months. If you cannot finish the submission in one go, you can save them as a draft to resume later. Mandatory fields are denoted with a red asterisk and they must be keyed in before you can make the submission. Supporting documents must stick to IMDA's file naming convention. For example, please name your financial statement file as highlighted in red. To upload, click on the Add Financial Statement, then a pop-up window will appear. You will then upload the file via this pop-up window. After your solution has been approved and you are appointed as a pre-approved vendor, it is essential that you as an approved vendor abide by the clauses stated in the terms and conditions and the program guide. So I believe some of these have been already highlighted earlier in the briefing, so I will skip this slide. Again, some of these were already mentioned previously. So other than program rules and regulations, policies and regulations mentioned earlier, these are common pitfalls or problems that are cited from vendors. So in the area of code of conduct, vendors should always respond to your customers' queries in a timely manner. Failure to respond to customers on time may lead to customers writing in to IMDA and sector lead agency for help and complaint. Vendors should also sell their solutions in a fair manner. Vendors should not discredit competitors' company solutions to win deals. In the area of advertising, vendors should always publish factual information about PSG program. Vendors should be responsible to keep themselves updated on the changes to PSG program to reflect accurate data on their website EDM marketing collaterals. Vendors should not provide misleading advertisement with non-factual information about the PSG program. For example, vendors should not combine different government grant scheme and inflate the grant percentage. Vendors should also ensure that the use of IMDA logo must adhere to the IMDA brand guide. If in doubt, please email IMDA to clarify before using the logo or launching any marketing campaign or programs. Lastly, for retrospective PSG applicants, vendors and SMEs can commence work once PSG application is put forth. However, SME must be aware that if BGP application fails, there is an agreed recourse. Work and collection of payment cannot commence before PSG application is submitted to the portal. So please note the terms and conditions and program guide are provided together with the letter of appointment. So not reading the document or not being aware of these clauses are not good reasons for breaching the clause in the LOA. The important clause and common pitfalls was highlighted in this briefing. And with that, I would like to emphasize again that vendors who fail to comply with the guide and TACs may result in IMDA issuing warning letters to you and suspension in BGP or termination of your appointment as a PSG vendor. Next, I'll do a brief introduction to CTO as a service. So IMDA has developed a one-stop platform, a web application for SMEs to have quick access to various digitalization resources. SMEs can self-assess their digital readiness and receive a list of recommended solutions based on their business profile. They also can search and compare the functions of pre-approved digital solutions and contact the vendors via this platform. In addition, CTO as a service connects SMEs to a shared pool of consultants for digital consultancy and project management services. IMDA have appointed Accenture and Stone Forest to provide such service. SMEs can engage the digital consultants for guidance to better understand their business needs and priorities. Based on an in-depth needs analysis, the consultant will tailor digital solutions and training roadmaps for the company, which also reference the industry digital plans available for the various sectors. The digital consultants would help SMEs manage the digital project implementation, which take into consideration the impact on key stakeholders such as employees, customers, suppliers, etc. Eligible SMEs can enjoy free digital consultancy and project management services. So you might ask, what are the benefits of this platform to approved solution vendors and the SMEs? For potential partners like yourself, upon approval by IMDA, your solution will be more easily discovered and searched by SME end user on the platform. With platform enhancements currently underway, SME end users would soon be able to find ratings and read the reviews of the solutions available. This will instill confidence and trust in your solution. For SME end users, CTO as a service is a one-stop platform to address most of their digitalization needs, helping them make a more informed decision. Here's a recap about key features of the CTO as a service. You can scan the QR code to access the platform and check out the various features in this. Next, I'll share about Invoice Now. So IMDA implemented a nationwide e-invoicing network in early 2019. It's not, however, a purely Singapore-based network. It has been around for more than 12 years, adopted across more than 30 countries, and transacting over 100 million transactions annually. It is probably the most mature cross-border network of its kind. The pandemic has taught us how important it is to have such fundamental business functions such as invoicing to be digitalized. And so this initiative aims to streamline your business operations, increase accuracy, improve cash flow, and of course contributing to the nation achieving its goal as a green economy. In Jan 2020, AGD, which is the central office for all invoices to government ministries and agencies, was inducted into the network, and that gives all 22,000 government suppliers a preferred way to send invoices. So this is, to help businesses improve efficiency, reduce costs, facilitate cross-border business transaction, enjoy faster payment, and reduce usage of paper invoices. Invoice Now was announced in September 2020 during the Future Economy Conference exhibition. Today, if you think about paying a person or business quickly and digitally, the first thing that comes to mind is PayNow. PayNow saw a tremendous growth as the go-to method of sending money, and similarly, there has been a large uptake in businesses using e-invoicing. Thus, e-invoicing has been rebranded to Invoice Now to further emphasize the relationship between e-payment and e-invoicing. IMDA is delighted to partner with DBS, OCBC, UOB, along with the Association of Banks in Singapore, to develop solutions which provide a flow to these basic functions. This process will allow an invoice that is sent through Invoice Now to be paid through the popular e-payment channel PayNow. By linking these solutions together, the process is now 3 simple steps. When a vendor and customer is on board a network, all the vendor needs to do is send an invoice via Invoice Now to the UEN of their customer. Upon receiving the invoice, the customer verifies it and if they choose to, they send a pay now payment to the vendor, and the vendor is notified of the payment and the process is complete. While the journey above may be more reflective of an SME, we recognize that different companies will have different needs. To address these different needs, there are over 80 IMDA pre-approved service providers who offer Invoice Now capabilities. This means whether if you're a large or small company, excuse me, there is an Invoice Now service provider for you. Over time, we look forward to more service providers connecting their Invoice Now solutions to e-payment channels like PayNow and extending these benefits across all businesses. This infographic is a showcase of how Invoice Now works when an e-invoice is sent from the seller to the buyer, and how the invoice can be quickly processed by the buyer and paid by various e-payment methods such as PayNow to the seller. So let's watch the promotional video of the benefits of Invoice Now.
Great! Business is going well, work is getting delivered, and you're already planning to expand. But you wouldn't get the cash flow you need without invoicing. So you spend hours manually preparing paper invoices only for your client to lose it or have it rejected because of mistakes, which would cause delayed payments that will slow your business down. But with Invoice Now, you can now get paid faster. With it, you can send e-invoices directly to your clients via the nationwide e-invoicing network with existing solutions. Just activate Invoice Now on your PEPL Ready solution. Now, create your invoice. Select your client's PEPL ID. Key in your invoice details, and you're good to go. Paperless, effortless, and seamless. Your invoice will be able to reach all businesses on the entire network. And with Invoice Now's standardized format, your clients will be able to process invoices and payments quicker too. That means you can enjoy smoother invoicing, faster payments, and a great way to save the environment. Join the network and grow your business today. Invoice Now. Get paid faster.
I hope that video gives you a clearer picture of how Invoice Now works on the business end. Next, I'll briefly share about the PEPL network. This initiative operates on the international PEPL network. What you see here is an ecosystem where businesses are on the outermost circle and are connected by business systems which are PEPL-ready solutions. PEPL-ready solution providers are connected by access point providers. An access point is essentially the gateway to the PEPL network. We have currently more than 30 access points, and they each sign an agreement with IMDA, the PEPL authority. Solution to be PEPL ready, they can select one of the 30 access point providers and work with them to get your solution ready. Once businesses are on the network, they are able to send and receive invoices to each other, and that sums up what PEPL is and how Invoice Now operates. To summarize the benefits of Invoice Now from the video and throughout the presentation, so basically it's a streamlined process to reduce manual inputs with system-to-system transmission. It allows for faster payment, less use of printing PDF invoices, creating a greener business. Here are the criteria to become a PEPL-ready solution provider. PEPL-ready solution providers are platforms such as accounting or enterprise resource planning systems which provide Invoice Now features. For more information, you can write into einvoice@imda.gov.sg. For additional information on Invoice Now, you can go to www.peplguide.sg. So as we grow the Invoice Now network, we are expanding the support documents types available in the network. From our earlier surveys and study, we have found that invoice response and e-ordering are two documents that business would like to have to further support their business processes. Hence, we have implemented these new documents as preferred features. Invoice response is a document from buyer to supplier providing a status update of the supplier's invoice on the buyer's accounting system. This enables suppliers to receive the status of their invoice, such as a message acknowledgement, accepted, and rejection, so that the need for follow-ups will be greatly reduced. E-ordering comes in two different documents, being order only and ordering. Order only is a one-way document from buyer to supplier with details of the order. Ordering is where, on top of the order only document, the supplier is able to respond with the order status being whether it is accepted or rejected, among other things. Solution providers can choose to implement order only or ordering or both. Businesses can choose to receive orders even if they may not be generating orders themselves. Solution providers without order functionality may choose to simply ingest and display incoming orders and potentially flip it to an invoice for a more advantageous two-way match at the buyer's side. Some benefits of Invoice Now includes its interoperability of its documents, allows businesses to manage their cash flow, and most importantly, allows for operational efficiency. Also, with Invoice Now, reduced manpower, effort, and data entry errors can be achieved since it's digitalized. Next, we'll talk a bit about the Better Data-Driven Business Program, which was launched by IMDA and PDPC in September last year. Revised data analytics requirements in the vendor self-assessment checklist. So the use of big data analytics is on the rise, and it will play a central role in business operations for the years to come. The capability of businesses to leverage the data sets and information in their companies will be a determining factor in their competitiveness both today and in the future. In this digital age, data analytics and visualization are crucial elements of the business decision-making process. It helps the stakeholder to recognize patterns in the data and devise profitable business strategies. Data analytics is the process of examining data sets to find trends, draw conclusions about the information they contain. Data visualization makes the analysis of complex data easier to the user through graphical representation of data in the form of charts, graphs, or maps. Ideally, there should be a dashboard to provide at-a-glance view of key performance indicators relevant to a particular objective or business process. Based on an article on Impact Networking website, data-driven organizations are now 23 times more likely to acquire customers, 6 times as likely to retain customers, and 19 times more likely to be profitable. 73% of businesses said that they receive measurable value from implementing big data initiatives. The average ROI for enterprises using business intelligence and analytics is 1,300%. More businesses are using data analytics to bring about sustained benefits and growth for their businesses. And here are some examples. While many of us are aware of the benefits of data analytics, why are some businesses not doing so? Here are some reasons we found out through a recent Infocom usage survey conducted by IMDA. Poor awareness, understanding of the technology, lack of manpower and/or competency in using the technologies, no budget allocated, inadequate information technology infrastructure, no data, lack of sufficient data for proper data analysis. And these key challenges faced by SMEs are what ICM vendors can value add and support SMEs in overcoming them through your solution. Taking into consideration the challenges faced by businesses, the BDDB program was launched to help them use data to derive near-term business value and be confident about using data. The BDD program aims to support 2 types of SMEs, those that are starting to learn to use data to generate insights, and those that seek to apply and share data for more complex purposes. Through BDDB, SMEs can learn how to collect necessary data safely, combine data across systems with adequate protections, and share data externally with partners and suppliers safely in line with the requirements of PDPA obligations. We hope to help more businesses get started on data analytics so they can remain competitive in this digital economy and to ease the adoption process for them. To allow SMEs to be more confident in using their data and translate them into actionable insights, IMDA worked with PDPC to incorporate good data protection practices in the free business intelligence tool, such that only data necessary for the insights are used and data is generally pseudonymized. The BI tool was developed to address SMEs' concerns such as no available budget, resources, and lack of understanding awareness of data analytics. It aims to help SMEs improve data quality convert their existing business data into visual dashboards to monitor business indicators at a glance and improve business decision-making using data instead of gut feel. Focus group discussions were conducted prior to development and determine the common business objectives of SMEs, including what the key information to be captured on each dashboard, as well as data items that are commonly collected and can be easily exported from solutions. As such, we have identified 5 most common business objectives that can bring near-term returns: grow product sales, acquire new customers, and retain and engage your customers to increase your top line, lower inventory costs, and improving HR planning to improve bottom line. To use the BI tool, SMEs will need to download the template from IMDA website and Microsoft Power BI in their laptop, export required businesses' data from their solution and import them into the predefined templates, check for data completeness and consistency, interpret the results using Power BI, and take action based on the practical business interventions. Here are some snapshots of the 5 available dashboards as part of the BI tool. Due to time constraint, I will use the business objective 1 on grow product sales as an example on how you should complete the data analytics requirements section of the vendor self-assessment checklist. On screen is the updated data analytics requirement in the vendor self-assessment checklist, and I will step through criteria 1.3 to 1.5 in greater detail in the next few slides. First and foremost, you will need to download the BI tool from IMDA BDDB program website. I will stay on this screen for a while for you to take a picture of this. To meet criteria 1.3, please complete the BI tool data list attached in column E and ensure that all the mandatory data items are collected and made mandatory for data entry in your solution. Your clients will not be able to generate the key indicators on the BI tool dashboard should there be any missing mandatory data items. Optional data items are those that may apply to some SMEs, but not all. For example, not all SMEs have physical and online stores. To meet criteria 1.4, your solution must be able to export the mandatory data items with or without the optional data items for all specific column headers in either .csv or .excel format. In other words, the exported data file must follow the naming convention of each header data item and data format. As part of the validation process, you're required to provide exported data file with a sample data in .csv or .excel format and screenshot of the corresponding dashboard. If you're keen to incorporate the relevant dashboards in your solution, do indicate your interest in criteria 1.5. IMDA will be in touch with you to explore how we can support you on this. If your solution is able to meet the requirements stated in 1.3 and 1.4, please complete and submit the data analytics requirements section of the vendor self-assessment checklist and documents dated in 1.3 and 1.4 to IMDA via https://go.gov.sg/bit2 validation. Prior to submitting your application to SME Go Digital pre-approval team, IMDA will take about 2 weeks to review and validate your submission. Please note that incomplete submissions with missing documents will be rejected. Pre-approved solutions that align to the requirements of business intelligence will be listed on the BDD program webpage and promoted at various engagements with SMEs. So that's all for this. Next, I would like to introduce Mr. Adrian Long, who is part of our SME Go Digital Advisory Committee in SGTech. He will elaborate on how SGTech can help you and the industry in this program. Adrian, over to you.
Hi, thank you, Manoj. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon to every one of you. I just do a brief introduction of SGTech and how SGTech can gel you all into going to ride on the digital wave in Singapore. So SGTech has been the leading trade association for the Singapore tech industry. Now, currently, we are 1,000 members strong. These members ranging from top MNC, large local enterprises, SMEs, and also innovative startup. And it is considered the largest committee in Singapore where companies converge to advocate for change and also drive that enables tech innovations and also to accelerate the tech adoptions to spearhead greater sustainability in this sector itself. Our mission is to catalyze a driving ecosystem that powers Singapore as a global tech powerhouse. So we have two strategic thrusts. Thrust 1 is to position Singapore as a global node for digital and data built on trust itself. And Thrust 2, we take collective actions and be part of the solution to Singapore and globally sustainability. And underpinning these two strategic thrusts and all our business activity is the talent for tech. So we are building up the industry with full tech talents to cater to the industry needs itself. So in terms of member engagement, we have the steering committee comprises of the two key areas, the sustainability and the talent itself. So we have the various chapters and communities underneath beside it. I will explain further on each of the chapters and communities later, and also the advisory committee. So in the chapters and communities, so in actual fact, when you join us as a member, you have the options to opt for one of the chapters or sign up more chapters if you wish to. So we have the AI and high performance computing chapters. Basically, is covering more to the adoption and create awareness of data ethics, governance of AI, and opportunity. And the cybersecurity chapter is to promote awareness and adoption of cybersecurity among organizations in Singapore. And the cloud and data chapters to build industry capabilities, to facilitate awareness of new cloud technology and how related standards and access to new markets. And we have the data center committee to drive a more efficient data center industry. So this chapters was only formed in June 2023 this year. And the digital transformation chapter to accelerate innovation and to drive the successful digital transformation of our business, Singapore business itself. In this year, May, we also have another digital trust committee being formed, basically to develop a new digital trust industry that acts as a catalyst for deeper collaboration between companies and countries, and also establish the Singapore tech industry as a leader in digital trust technology. Singapore Enterprise Chapter encompasses not only the tech communities members, but it also includes other users of technology. So we have basically is to promote and build an active and healthy ecosystem for both local tech SME that is vibrant for Singapore digital transformation. So with a focus on to even helping you all to venture out overseas by leveraging on the strength of a consortium itself. So we built a consortium and we bring parties and partners together to other countries to promote these businesses. Then we had the Smart Nation chapters, is to engage Smart Nations Digital Government Office and relevant stakeholder. So basically with a focus of build community environmental sectors and also to try to encourage local solutions to integrate with the local and international offerings. EdTech's committee is to support the development of local tech-enabled education business to grow within and beyond Singapore, and basically to drive the adoption of technology as an enabler. Platform Companies Committee is to provide tech industry response on the strengthening of and protection of platforms workers in order to support the development of a platform economy. Then we have the Advisory Committee, encompasses of data protection to uplift awareness of adoption of new data protection as well as data innovation development in Singapore. Then we have the Digital and Trust Center of Excellence Advisory to act as a foundry for trust-related knowledge, best practices, and policy in the digital ecosystem itself. Now we have the Government and Procurement Advisory, basically to engage the GovTech in conversation on government procurement policy regulation. So in order to enhance government industry partnership and to drive mutual beneficial outcomes. The Next Gen's Network Advisory is to be a forerunner for innovation in secure and resilient 5G applications and services. And the SME Go Digital Advisory, which you are attending one of the program now, is part of the program in the SME Go Digital Advisory itself. It's basically to support the SME Go Digital program to advance the government effort to encourage listing of tech solutions by tech enterprise and also to spearhead digital transformation across the various industries itself. So what's the benefit of joining SGTech as a membership? So you're offered a seat at the table as part of the trust voice and committed enabler of advocacy. And you have a gateway to communicate your thoughts, leadership, and also learn from other leaders to shape the next lead in digital transformations. And also a springboard to develop and endurance outcomes for your business at home and also abroad. It will have a committee for you at the forefront of driving technology adoption. So you have the like minds together and to discuss businesses and opportunity and work together. So these are some of the 1,100 plus influential tech companies which are our members, which you can actually interact and network together. So we also have another platform under the SGTech itself is Tech Partner. This is basically to allow technology partnership, reseller, distribution partnership, and strategy partnership, and other type of partnership you're looking forward to. So as a SGTech members, it's complimentary, but if you're a non-SGTech member, then you will have to pay a minimum fee of $1,070, including GST, to join this platform itself. So we have various ways to outreach to members. So is to stay update with industrial events. So we have organized talks, seminars. We also have latest news, industrial research to share with you, and also the tech trends itself. And we are reachable not only by the website, but we also into LinkedIn and Facebook itself. So I urge you to consider joining us into this tech community. Those who attend the Vendor Briefing today, you will receive a 10% discount off the membership fees. Maybe we'll stay on for a while to allow you to scan the QR code. Otherwise, that's about it for SGTech. Thank you for your time. Back to you, Manoj.
Thanks, Adrian. So now we come to the FAQ segment of the briefing. So before we open the floor to questions, let me go through some of the common FAQs that we have received. First question, my solution is a proven solution used by many MNCs, government agencies, and or SMEs from other countries for many years. But I do not have any local SME customers. Can I submit my solution for pre-approval? Answer is no. You will need to provide customer references from your local SME customers. These 5 satisfied local SMEs must not be subsidiaries and affiliated to one another. As part of the evaluation, we need to assess if your solution can fully meet the needs of local SMEs and that your company has the necessary track record in serving local SMEs. Next question, why are 5 satisfied customers required? 5 satisfied customers are required to show that the solution has good track record in the industry and is able to deliver the intended outcome. Preferably, the customers need to be live users who have used the solution for more than 6 months. Question 3, my solution has been very established overseas but has yet to launch locally. Would my overseas clients be qualified as part of the satisfied customers? The answer is no. The 5 satisfied customers submission have to demonstrate their solutions are implemented locally. Next question, how long must the satisfied SMEs be using my solution before they are qualified to fill up the customer satisfactory survey? The 5 satisfied local SMEs must have used your solution for at least 6 months and not more than 18 months. Still using the solution as the date of your submission. Question 5, my solution is a software as a service base that anyone in the world can sign up and use, including SMEs in Singapore. I have more than 5 satisfied SME customers. My company can provide 24/7 by 365-day customer support from outside Singapore. Can I submit my solution for pre-approval? Answer is no. Currently, we are unable to pre-approve solution vendors that have no presence in Singapore. You must either set up a local office or partner a local reseller to offer your solution. Your local office or partner may submit the solution for pre-approval if it meets all the mandatory requirements stated in the vendor self-assessment checklist. Next question. My solution meets the requirements of multiple solution categories in vendor self-assessment checklist. Which checklist should I submit, or can I submit more than one solution for pre-approval? If your solution meets the requirements of multiple solution categories, you may choose to submit multiple vendor self-assessment checklists for your solution to be pre-approved under the respective solution categories. Each submitted checklist must come with its own set of supporting documents as specified in the checklist, such as 5 satisfied customer surveys and invoices. Question 7. My solution is widely utilized by SMEs in many industries, but is not listed in any of the solution categories in the checklist. Is my solution eligible to be pre-approved under the SME Go Digital program? So IMDA works with respective sector agencies to create the type of digital solutions which benefit the SMEs within the industries. As long as your solution fulfills the criteria stated within the checklist, we welcome your checklist submission with all supporting documents. Next question. Is hardware bundle within packages applicable for grant? In general, commodity hardware such as desktop computers, laptops, or tablets that is widely available for purchase in the market is not supportable by the grant. In some solution categories, specialized hardware needed for the solution to properly function may be supportable, such as vehicle tracking device in fleet management solution, video camera in surveillance and analytics, and retail analytics solutions, sensors in bin monitoring and management solutions. Question 9. I'm a reseller of a proven solution and it is already pre-approved under PSG. Can I still participate in the program? Answer is yes. We are looking at the track records of both solution and service support rendered by the digital solution provider. Principal solution provider may be an appointed vendor with the same solution. You can still participate in SME Go Digital program as long as onboard requirements are fulfilled. Question 10. My company doesn't require audited financial statement. Would management accounts be sufficient for submission? Answer is yes. Please provide the endorsed management accounts with company stamp and ACRA's director signature. Next question. My company is incorporated for less than 1 year. Can I submit the financial statement of the parent company instead? Answer is yes, as long as your company is fully owned by the parent company. Next question. What is the definition of positive net equity? The net equity is total assets minus total liabilities in latest audited financial statement or endorsed management account have to demonstrate a positive value. Okay, that is for all for the FAQs. If you want to refer to the FAQs again, they are available on the SGD website. Today's recording will also be made available on the website, which is www.sgd.org.sg. So before your submission, please ensure all these points are addressed. Ensure that you are using the latest version of the completed checklist. Ensure all tabs within the vendor self-assessment checklist are filled up with supporting notes to ascertain the features of your proposed solution. Ensure 3 years financial statements are submitted. A positive net equity in the latest statement is mandatory. If your company is incorporated for less than 3 years, you can submit all audited financial statements to date to complete your submission. Ensure only one solution category of the sector-specific tab is to be filled up. For re-application, previously submitted 5 satisfied customers cannot be reused. Lastly, ensure that your company details are filled up correctly in the SME Go Digital pre-approval system. By failing to fulfill the above points without any valid reason, you will attribute to the delay in processing of your submission. So please make sure you check those. To recap, this is the onboarding requirements to get your pre-approved solution approved by IMDA. With effect from now, all new contracts will be approved to a 1+1 year contract appointment. After you get approval, your solution will be listed on the business grant portal for your SMEs to apply for grant support. You can ask your SME customer to find out about their eligibility by contacting the number stated or email directly for advice.